Something's happening in the Senate this week that has not happened in a very long time. We're actually putting together a budget in the Senate Budget Committee for the first time in 4 years. Finally! I'll be posting and sending out materials and updates this week and next when it is on the Senate floor. So, over the last couple of weeks, many of you have continued to ask me about and comment on sequestration. The cut started to take effect March 1st. Lance from Sheridan asked on Facebook if the sequester is practicality, politics, power play, or all three. He believes the cuts are only a start and we should let them ride. He wants the agencies to find creative ways to become more efficient. Nelda from Sundance wrote on Facebook that the sequester is hurting her family because of cuts in the military. Maybe the Senate, Congress, and the President should feel these cuts. They sure depend on our soldiers, but our soldiers is the first place they attack for cuts. Now, the cuts are real, and they are having a real effect on people in Wyoming. They're minuscule cuts, $85 billion out of $3.6 trillion. But what's happened is the agencies are picking the most painful things first, and that's as a directive from the White House. That's not how it should be, particularly should not be that way with the military. We tried to give the president flexibility. His party did not want the flexibility. And that email went out to say to make it most painful. There are ways that all of this could be done by cutting the worst first. What we've always needed is for Washington to operate the way Wyoming does. When Wyoming was faced with an 8% cut, the governor said to all of the agencies, tell me how you would cut 2%, 4%, 6%, and 8%. They wound up cutting 6%. But he, as the leader, as the governor, as the chief administrator, was able to say, we're going to start with the worst first, and made sure that that's what they were actually cutting in their budget. We have the reverse happening here. We've got the president saying, pick the best first so people will really notice it. We have got to cut spending. We cannot afford to continue doing what we're doing. Within just a few years, the interest rate will spend more than all of defense by itself, just the interest rate. So we're going to have to start making some true cuts, and hopefully they'll be ones that eliminate duplication and waste. And there's plenty of that around here. We've found it. We're just not cutting that. So we can do better, we need to do better, but there need to be more decreases in spending. We should fund the things we're doing well, quit doing a whole bunch of new programs that do what is already being done. And sequestration will not have an adverse effect. It'll have a very positive effect because this will continue to be the best country in the world. On another issue, Jerry, John, Michelle, and others tweeted me about Rand Paul's filibuster on the nomination of John Brennan to head the CIA and the administration's stance on using drones to kill Americans. Dozens of you also called my offices, emailed me, and posted on my Facebook page about this. Some said I didn't support Senator Paul enough, and still others thanked me for my vote. I did support Senator Paul's filibuster. I didn't support it at the time that he was doing the filibuster. The only time you're supposed to be able to break into a filibuster is to ask a question. I preferred to make a statement to support him. I did that on the Senate floor just before the vote was taken. And probably most importantly, more importantly than a speech, I voted against both ending the debate on the Brennan nomination and against his confirmation. So I asked the same question Senator Paul asked about the drone strikes on Americans. And I would mention that there's a book coming out today by C.J. Box, one of our famous authors from Wyoming, published by Putnam, and it's called Breaking Point. And it shows what could happen with drones. It's a novel. So I want to thank you for your thoughts and your suggestions. Share your thoughts with me on Facebook and Twitter. Call any of my offices. Send me an email or send a letter. Thank you for being engaged. Please keep your comments respectful of others, especially on the public Facebook forum. Steve on Facebook wrote that we're all neighbors in Wyoming and we need to act like it. It is possible for people to disagree without being disagreeable. Thanks for your input.